about this interview, first we'll be asking you about the introductions, okay, about your family. Then we'll move to the execution part of the business, how you pulled off the strategies, and then after that we'll be diving into the business models of discussing some of the business model of your business, okay, and the other businesses model as well. And at last, the main thing that we all need to see, it's the risk and challenges, how we can avoid that. So we'll be taking valuable insights from you on and that thing. So very first,
Okay,
coming
good.
to the yes. So coming to the introduction part, like first of all, can you kindly tell me about your shoot anymore. Okay. Like your first of all, can you tell me about your family, education, early job, how you started this venture, and how and if you started many ventures, okay. So what was the idea and motive behind that? Like how it all started?
Sure. Let me just give you a brief overview of my background.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm managing business that is a group of companies, which is working on a couple of different business industries.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sounds good.
the journey of each business has been different.
Mm-hmm.
But the family background, it starts from I belong to KPK, Mansehra,
Okay. Okay.
and I was born here, raised here. I did my early education from here, and
Okay.
then when I was in sixth class, when I passed sixth class, I got an opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
study at the Fazliha College Mardan
Okay.
on
Okay.
full scholarship. So I won a competition, and after that, I moved to Mardan. So for next 6 years, I lived in boarding school.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like a cadet college setup. Uh,
Okay.
but I lived there for 6 years, and I got my O levels and then intermediate
Mm-hmm.
education from there.
Okay.
It plays a huge role in my life because it gave me that early jump start that my other colleagues did not have.
Uh-huh.
After that, I got an opportunity to go to IBA on
Okay.
full scholarship. So again, it was another jump start. So
Mm-hmm.
my story would not revolve around how I did something or how I made strategies. Rather, it was
Mm-hmm.
the nature, it was luck,
Mm-hmm.
because I give a lot of regard to luck as well.
Okay.
So eventually, I moved
Okay.
to
Yeah.
Karachi and I started studying at IBA. So
Okay.
about the entrepreneurial journey, I don't know where it starts. It can
Okay.
I can say it started in IBA because
Okay.
that was the first time I was exposed to the environment of Karachi, and I saw people doing actual
Mm-hmm.
businesses, and I saw IBA having their success stories. At that time, I
Okay.
was inspired by Trax.
Mm-hmm.
Trax Logistics today, it's a big company. It's the third largest logistics company. But
Okay.
at that time, it was stallion deliveries, and
Okay.
it was my first month in IBA, and
Mm-hmm.
the professor recalled the journey of stallion deliveries, and they
Mm-hmm.
basically summarized it in this way that
Mm-hmm.
there's a company started by an IBA grad.
Mm-hmm.
They started
Okay.
today, and they
Mm-hmm.
started with 25,000 investment, and within 9 months they exited with a 15 lakh exit, and they sold
Okay.
it out, sold the company to ARY Deliveries, ARY
Okay.
Group, and they still own, I believe, 10% of the company.
Okay.
So that was a very cool thing for
Mm-hmm.
me at that time, and I
Yeah.
thought, man,
Yeah.
this is something I want to do. I believe
Okay.
that is that first step.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
Within my
Okay.
first year of IBA,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about 2015, I started
Mm-hmm.
my first venture.
Mm-hmm.
So about family, I believe my father has been into
Mm-hmm.
business. We have a shop here in Mansehra. My grandfather was
Okay.
running the similar shop, and my
Mm-hmm.
great grandfather was also into the same thing. So our
Okay.
family is into handmade shoes. KPK and
Okay.
KPK, we have Pishavi Chappal
Mm-hmm.
and we have handmade shoes. That's
Oh,
something
cool.
my parents, my grandparents have been doing. But I won't
Mm-hmm.
say that was an entrepreneurial thing. Rather, that was more
Mm-hmm.
like a
Mm-hmm.
local thing, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
did it here. Everybody
Yeah.
has some kind of profession here, and it's
Okay.
people don't do jobs here, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
everybody's
Okay.
related to some kind of field.
Okay.
So the
Yeah.
real entrepreneurial journey started in
Mhm.
IBA.
Okay.
From there, I got enough exposure. From there, I got the links,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I
Okay.
got the jump start again.
Mm-hmm.
The first
Mm-hmm.
venture that we started, so I had my friend, my
Mm-hmm.
closest friend, my best friend, and also my business partner is one. He was my
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
class fellow as well. So
Okay.
whatever thing we started, it
Mm,
was just me and him, and we would
mhm,
take the start. So I believe we started off in the very first semester. We saw
mhm,
everybody was buying notebooks. So why not
mhm, mhm,
create customized notebooks?
mhm, mhm,
So after that, we winters
mhm,
came and we saw everybody rushing to buy jackets, the
mhm.
IBA
Yeah.
hoodies. So we said,
Mhm,
okay, why not introduce leather jackets here?
mhm, mhm,
We started working on that. We did sourcing and
mhm,
everything. It
mhm,
was a big disaster.
mhm,
Anyways, from that point onwards,
mhm.
we would catch the market trend and we would just introduce something. There was another thing.
Yes.
I used to have a shawl with me. I used to
Mhm,
wear a black shawl, and my
yeah.
partner used to wear a beige color shawl
Uh-huh,
in the hostel. So
mhm,
everybody would ask, "Where did you get this from?" So we would say,
uh-huh,
"Okay, we got it from here."
uh,
So we got a good number of queries that we want this. So
yes.
we found out in the market and we sourced a couple of, I believe, 10 shawls and
Mhm,
4 caps, and we sold
mhm,
them out right before winter vacations, and we made a good profit
mhm,
out of that.
uh,
That was our
okay.
first profitable business that we did. It was a very
Yeah.
short term. It was just
Yeah.
one inventory, and we just sold it out. I believe
Yeah.
we made 16,000 rupees profit out of that, and that was the first venture
Mhm,
that went
okay.
good. It's very
Yes.
important, I believe. It's very
Mhm, mhm.
important.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so okay, now okay, we are moving to the execution part of your business. So we'll be like taking some insights. Uh, uh, First of all, how you decided to create a job, okay, by starting your own venture for create a job for others instead of taking a job with someone else. So this is really important for all of us to to break this shackle and how we are up for creating jobs, not taking the jobs and working with someone. So, how was this thing like? You started this thing. It was easy, hard. Yes.
I believe at first I also used to believe like this that
Mm,
I have to create jobs and I shouldn't be doing a job.
mm,
I believe these are not two opposite things.
mhm,
At present, I believe they are not opposite things. They are
mm,
parallel things. It's better you do a job and
mhm,
then you do a
mm.
startup, because
Okay.
there are basic things that you learn in
Mm,
the job.
mm,
Basic
mhm,
things like how you're going to work in teams,
mm,
basic things
mhm,
like how you're going to manage your time, how you're going to be disciplined and work 8 hours a day.
mhm,
Entrepreneurs are ill disciplined people. Entrepreneurs are
mhm,
lazy.
mhm, mhm,
Entrepreneurs want a shortcut. They'll
mhm,
have a reason to not work, and
mhm,
then once they want to work, they will work 36 hours straight.
mhm, mhm,
So that's not a good disciplined life, I believe. That's something you
okay.
learn in the job.
Yeah.
But
Mm,
why did I choose this way? Since
mhm,
day one, I did not want to do a job. When I was in my
mhm,
first year at IBA,
mhm,
I
mhm,
saw people rushing to the Unilever and P&G
mhm,
stalls, and I
mhm,
saw people
mhm,
rushing after
mhm,
these
mhm,
what were those companies, I believe,
mhm.
the cigarette company. But everywhere
Yes.
I saw people were
Mhm.
crazy
Yeah.
about these
Mhm.
jobs,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
did not even apply for a single internship, man,
Mm.
a single job. I did not know
Mm.
when recruitment is happening. I did not know at
Mm.
all. I did not
Mm.
even know when my convocation was happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Believe me. So
Yeah.
I was not this person who would ever go to a job. I had this clear
Mm.
mind that I am going to create
Mm.
jobs. And Alhamdulillah, we did create
Okay.
jobs.
Mm.
As
Mm.
we were
Mm.
mostly
Mm.
motivated by the social, all of them on
Okay.
our e-commerce marketplace.
Okay.
How we
Cool.
spotted these opportunities,
Mm.
again, I would say I'm not going to come and say this is the strategy that I used and this is a golden strategy.
Mm.
I don't think any strategy works.
Mm.
For an entrepreneur,
Mm.
it's very important to have complete faith in himself,
Mm.
complete faith
Mm.
in nature, and as we are
Mm.
Muslims, so we should have complete
Mm.
faith in Allah as well. We
Mm.
cannot write a story, rather we have
Mm.
to just play our part in whatever story we
Mm.
are. So if
Mm.
I was here in
Mm.
2015, I had
Mm.
passion for Harvard. When i
Mm.
when I
Yeah.
chose IBA, I had my scholarship at LUMS as well. And why did I choose
Okay.
IBA? Because I saw people from IBA going to Harvard.
Yeah.
Secondly, I
Okay.
knew that LUMS people are just competitive
Mm.
with each other as well. And
Mm.
and there is a tough time for a person like me with
Mm.
kind of an
Mm.
underprivileged background, and
Mm.
going into lumps and making my way
Mm.
out, that was difficult. And in IB,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
easy. In my freshman year, I was crazy about Harvard. and I wanted to go there. And that craziness could be explained with the story that once everybody in freshman year, they put up a status on their Facebook that started studying at IBA Karachi. And that gave me an idea. There would be people who would be posting this status from Harvard as well, started studying at Harvard University. So I figured out a way, and I found out those people who were studying at Harvard, and I started sending them friend requests on Facebook. And I sent a good 100+ friend requests that night, and a couple of people accepted my friend request, and I could not sleep because I was so happy. Somebody from Harvard is in a friend list. That is the level of happiness I had. So I had this happiness, I had this craving, I wanted to do it, but I could not write my story that I will actually go into Harvard.
Yes, okay, thank you so much. And my next question is related to this as well. Like, did you conducted any feasibility analysis or wrote any business plan or financial projections? Like, how you figured out like this opportunity is going to be profitable enough to take a risk? So, any feasibility analysis or business plans at the start, financial projections at the start, and how to figuring out this opportunity is profitable and worth taking the risk. So yeah.
Yes, we did. Now this is something different. Taking up an opportunity. Okay, we took the opportunity, we found out, okay, this is something we can do. Right after that, we have to make a feasibility analysis. After that, if you don't make a plan, after that, if you still go after guts, you are going to make progress. That's something understood.
Okay, so can you kindly quickly tell me about your partner? Like, how did you find your partner? How did you find your right partner? Okay. And how many partners you have? You already told you have just one partner. So how did you find your right partner and this partner? It was like some. How did you find it was back in the hostel in the university or college life? So can you tell us something about your partner?
See, again, this point I would say you cannot find your partner. I tried multiple times, and even my partner tried multiple times to find more partners. But I believe that's something which clicks. And again, in this part, nature comes in. There's some story up there, somebody has written it, and you have to follow it. And if you go and evaluate partners, you're going to evaluate them on very weird criteria. So if I have to find a partner, I'll go and I'll see, okay, so if this guy likes this type of things in life, and if he dislikes this, okay, or likes and dislikes match, I believe nothing like this matters at all in business partnerships. In business partnerships, your decision should be solely based on what if things mess up? What if we have a loss of $100 million? How would this partner react in that time? What if things are messing up? What if somebody tries to kill us? What would my partner do in that situation? So in those situations, people that we have selected for upon these criteria of likeness and dislikeness, they will definitely not stand with you. And if you have something bigger and way better and bigger and beyond the business with your partner, then these small things, I would say, these are small things. And both of these things actually happened with us. We were into huge losses, we were into huge debts, and we were into huge threats. And I saw my partner working very fine with me, and he was right next to me. So the decision, how was that decision made? We were really good friends before we were partners, and we are still really good friends before we were partners. We found out. We met each other in IBA, and the interesting story about us is that before IBA, we both were trained at the same institute. We both were passionate for army, and we applied to an academy that was a psychological training academy. It was in Rawalpindi. Its name is Mohammedian Academy. And over there, we both were trained at the same time, but we did not know each other. So we both have similar psychological trainings coming from our mentor over there. So in many aspects, we click together. There are a lot of similarities in that. That's how we found each other.
Okay, thank you. And suggestions and advices for the young entrepreneurs out there who are who are just starting their entrepreneurial journey. So any final and main advice for them? You want to say something to them on a start to how to make their venture successful, and which things will be most important. So your final words for the young entrepreneurs.
Okay. You use the word young entrepreneur, so I'll stick to the young entrepreneurs. So it's not a general entrepreneurial advice. For young entrepreneurs, my advice is just think about it. Does your family has entrepreneurship? Do you have entrepreneurship in your blood or not? This is the first thing. If your father is an entrepreneur, if your brother, if your grandfather is an entrepreneur, if yes, then you should. Secondly, do you have a very strong connection in any industry? In any industry, be it in sourcing, be it in selling, be it in procurement, be it in anything. If you have very strong connections, that is a big jump start. Your family is into business, big jump start. You have good connections in any business, big jump start. Third, very important, you need to have that instinct of an entrepreneur.
Okay, for this valuable time taking the time out of your busy schedule, and it was really great insights. Okay, it was so amazing and loved the time, in this interview. So it was so great. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled. Thank you so much. Please take